Welcome to the 10 Steps to Ideal Self. My name is Mandy Holloway, owner, facilitator, coach and speaker at Courageous Leaders. Thanks for joining me to explore each of the 10 steps that we believe are important for you to be your ideal self in every role you undertake in life. We passionately believe in supporting you to unleash your best. So let's get started. What are these 10 steps? Well, the first step is about identifying all your roles in life. I suggest you use two circles. Inner circle, write you, and on the outer circle, create the outer segments that relate to your career, your family. You might be a dad, you might be a mum, you might be a sister, a brother, whatever you are. So your career, your family, your team, the roles you undertake in your community as well, so that you have a very clear picture on all the roles that you undertake in life. Then move on to step 2, and you want to determine what you want to be known for in each of these roles. And I always suggest to people, ask and think about from your own perspective, what words would you like people to use when describing you in each of these roles. Write down 4 or 5 keywords that you would like them to be using. Then go on to step 3, and this is where you're going to confirm your values. These beliefs are so important to who you are as a person, because what we find is that people are able to work in their sweet spot and be energetic and be enthused, and when they're working inside and with their values. So as it says on the slide, click there for any inventory information that you would like, because we're happy to send you some material to support you on your journey. So what are you going to do next? Number 4 is you're going to reflect on how you live these values and explore the tension that you may have that you need to resolve. So look at all the values, look at and map them against all the roles that you undertake in life, and see if there are any spots that you perceive there are some tensions. The next step, step 4, is to explore your personality preferences to discover what comes naturally to you. Now we use Myers-Briggs, we use the expanded Myers-Briggs report, and we describe it as the right hand of your personality, where you go quickly, at ease, without conscious thought. Because if you can be working with your natural preferences as opposed to against them, then once again we've got you being at your best. So let's get you having a look and being very, very clear about what you look and feel like when you're at your best. The next step is step 5, which is all about then connecting with your sweet spot. So that's the integration of your values and your personality preferences, that looking at the links, the synergies, the connections, and going, okay, so what does my sweet spot look like? When I'm going to be at my best, I'm going to be living my values and using my preferences. And it's not about the stuff I do, it's about me as a person and how I can bring out my best. Once you have clarity on that, it's then going to the next step, which is step 6, which is around obtaining feedback on the behaviours that you choose when leading others, and the thinking you choose when leading yourself. So it's about you leading yourself, it's also about you leading other people. Now again, we use a behavioural tool called LSI. It's a human synergistics tool. Happy to supply you with more information around that. You can even just do a simple litmus test. I asked you to write down earlier, the 4 or 5 keywords you'd like to use to describe your ideal self in each of the roles you undertake in life. What you do is you go and ask other people to use 4 or 5 words that they would use to describe you, and have a look and see, do they match? What is real self looking like, and what's the gap that I have between real self and ideal self? The next step is step 7, which is about really challenging your thinking about any negative thoughts or any negative feedback that you've received. It might be in relation to your behavioural profiling tool, any behavioural feedback that you've gone and accessed and encouraged from people that work with you. And so, okay, so how am I now going to turn that negative feedback and thoughts into something positive that's going to be able to stretch me? So really flipping it, because the next step is about stretching my thinking with the aspirations, the hopes and the dreams that I have. And I always say to people, it's like using a magic wand and going, what could I dare imagine that I could create if I was absolutely being at my best? I'd removed any barriers, I'd overcome any negative feedback, and I had this little magic wand. You know, what do those hopes and aspirations really look like? So then what you do is then move into the last step, step 10, where you're collating all of this thinking into a very meaningful picture of ideal self. You're going to really visualize that picture of ideal self in all of the roles that you undertake in life. What's it going to feel like? And you've got to truly start believing in it. And that's your 10 steps to ideal self. And is it going to be easy? No, it's not. It's a lifelong learning loop, and as you get closer to ideal self, so you'll find you have the courage and the confidence to stretch yourself even further. And even as I sit here looking at these, I go, oh yeah, it's time for me to go back to my 10 steps to ideal self and stretch myself and challenge myself. So I'll be doing the same as you, going back to those 10 steps. So I'm not going to wish you luck, I'm going to wish you courage to go and make a difference. Thanks for listening.